course. Mine's more of like a question, because I couldn't hear the beginning. What neighborhood, are you with another neighborhood council? Who are you with?
Media District.
Oh, you're with the Hollywood Media District bid? Oh, with the bid, not with the neighborhood council?
No.
Okay. And would your district include 7051 Hollywood Boulevard, no?
No, actually.
Can you get your map?
So the red outline is the boundaries of our district, and the green are the streets that would be included in the parking meter study.
I have a question.
Wait, I'm still on my
Sorry.
drawing. Okay, because I'm trying to find out, like, I'm trying to find all the locations and all the bids and all the neighborhood councils where different Scientology buildings are at this point. Do you have any within your bid
I
district?
don't believe we have any Scientology.
Okay, just because right now we're having issues with certain things like permit and stuff with the bid that they're not doing their job, so I just want to make sure, I'm trying to keep an eye on that, just
Okay.
keeping transparency.
Yeah.
Okay.
Would you like to make public comment on this agenda item? Or, it's actually government representatives, yeah.
Yes, I would, please, thank you,
Go ahead.
council members. My question is, in the past studies that we've seen, that there's been an elimination of ADA handicap parking spots. And I would just like to make sure that there weren't any eliminations in this round, in this study.
I think that's if there's any current ADA, handicapped spaces.
Correct, and making sure that they weren't eliminated out of that study.
Sure, so they haven't presented the results of the study to us. The LADOT is gonna come to our plum committee meeting in September, but I will, make the comment, that there's a concern that any ADA stalls would be eliminated by the parking meter expansion, and that those should be included, in the report.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, Mona, that was good.
All right, cool.
Yes, hi. To me, it's inexcusable that you've been collecting our tax money, our sales tax money for 8 years, but I have to wait another 25 years for it to manifest. Like, I will be pushing 80 at that point. That's unacceptable, and you need to do better. And I also wanted to discuss just how your current situation is, like when it comes to like the Hollywood and Highland, being out for months. I too am in a chair, and for months I could not access that, and it's inexcusable. Like how? And then this the other week we got trapped in an elevator, and then another one got stuck. And then within the past 3 months, I said, I've been stuck either in an elevator or can't get out of the metro because of a broken elevator, or in the metro because of broken elevator, like 4 times within the past maybe 2 months. It's inexcusable. You're flush with money, and you need to do better. And no way should it be months. And I always felt it's because the Scientology building is right there, and I don't know if they had any influence with keeping the elevator down, because they were being protested, and I guess the elevator being down for months, it did help them out. That being said, I also want to say that I'm tired of how you put all your officers at the end of the line, okay? Like when we came in today at the North Hollywood station, there was about 12 officers doing the modern day stockade where, you know, you house, you show off the local unhoused person that you are detaining because they didn't have a tap card. And they're so worried about getting that tap card because that all of a sudden is going to make us safe. It's not. Why aren't those 12 officers on those 2 red lines? There's only 2 trains at any given time. So that would really, 4 officers is all it would take to have an officer on the train. And maybe at that point, people will stop having their neck slit open. They'll stop being stabbed. You know, you guys are like, it's so ridiculous. I am so over it. And, you know, you can look at, I have it on my YouTube. I'm posting it, I'm blasting it, I'm putting it on blast just right now, from now on, about how ridiculous it is that you guys put 12 cops to check if unhoused people are tapping out of North Hollywood Division. And then people are getting stabbed and killed and injured and maimed on your buses and trains. We've had enough as a group, and 25 years is ridiculous. Thank you.
Just a comment regarding the red line. The elevators are filthy sometimes. My suggestion is can they hear me? Is to get a camera in the elevator. When somebody pisses in the elevator, videotape them and post their picture and prosecute them for it and embarrass them, post their picture. This person did this in the elevator.
There's a lot of urine in the elevators.
I know, and it stinks.
Note that, obviously there have been a lot of safety issues with Metro, and we take it very seriously. And that's why there has been a surge of transit enforcement officers. And we also have heard, concerns about the cleanliness of elevators. And so we've implemented a new program where we're now keeping the elevator doors open when they're not in use,
Good.
which we found that over time has kept our elevators cleaner as a result of not creating sort of closed off places where people can do drugs or go to the bathroom or anything like that. So this program is fairly new, but we're opening it up around different elevators around our system, and it is helping to improve the cleanliness in our elevators.
Good.
Any other questions? Oh, yes?
You know, I'm always going to comment, always. Yes, hi, Savannah, thank you. I have some questions. Basically, I'm trying to understand how the county, if they have any oversight over the city, because right now, the Board of Street Services is out of control with a certain, they're over permitting, they're giving L. Ron Hubbard Way. They've been giving them permit after permit. They're 7-day permits, and they've given them continuous permit after permit from June 1st all the way to October at this point. And even though the permit says that the street has to be kept open for emergency lane, a 20-foot opening, they are not. That's blockaded. And then they have planters all the way around that are not ADA compatible. They're not the right distance between them for ADA accessibility. And I've been going to the Public Works, two of us have been going to the Public Works meetings twice a week for like 6 weeks now, and there's just no action whatsoever. And so at this point, I want to know, can we go to county Public Works? Like, who do we, because for whatever reason, I don't know if it's whatever reason, and a high-level person in the city told me that they are upset about this, especially the safety issue, because there's a huge gigantic crack in that building, and there's a safety lane is blockaded, and they're upset about it, and this is a high-level within the city person, and he says that he can't get anywhere to try to change it because very high-level people signed off on it. And so if the city can't get itself together, I want to know, where can we go within the county, or do we need to go federal to get help for the city issue when you see absolute, when they're not doing their job correctly? Because this is relevant for anywhere within the city, because Bureau of Street Services does serve the entire city. And I'll give my time back to get an answer. Thank you.
Yeah, so on the county level, we don't have any authority or jurisdiction over city issues, that is a city department. As the county, we don't have any authority, but we're happy to work with the city council offices. In case you haven't already, going to the city council office is probably your best bet. I'm not sure if they're here today, but if not, I'm happy to connect with them in the office and pass that along.
Please. Yes, hi, Mr. Nguyen. For, what was it, $340 million, dollars, is it million or billion? I lost track because it's so infuriating, the numbers, but to house 500 people is not a success. Inside Safe is a failure when it comes to, fiscally speaking. Like, I'm happy for those 500 people, but it's costing the city a fortune. I want to ask, though, about the mayor. Is she a Scientologist? And I asked that because Caruso alluded that she was, but she tried to step away and deny it. But then in France, she's there seen with Tom Cruise, and then she's back here planning something with Tom Cruise. And yet we have a situation with the Scientology building where they have been getting event permit after event permit for every single day from June 1st till October, endlessly, to shut down L. Ron Hubbard Way. By their permit, they are told that, which gives them a de facto street vacation, mind you, And then they are required to have a 20-foot emergency lane open for emergency vehicles. They have both sides barricaded. And the building has a huge 4-story crack in it. So, you know, if that thing comes down in an earthquake, emergency vehicles will not be able to get down that street. They also have planters all the way on L. Ron Hubbard and on Fountain on both sides that are not ADA compliant. And even though going continuously to Public Works, it's falling on deaf ears. I had a high-level person within the city tell me that they are very concerned about the safety issues with it being barricaded, and that they've been trying very hard to get that situation fixed, but that whoever signed off on it is so high, it's beyond his reach, and he's helpless to help, even though he's very concerned for the lives that will probably be lost if those vehicles are needed and they cannot get down there. So that's why I asked that question, which garnered laughter, and I get it, because it sounds like a silly question. But I'm wondering why Scientology has so much power to be able to get Bureau of Street Services to give them a de facto street closure, and how they feel confident. Like, why are they allowing? I mean, a few streets down, they forced businesses to remove planters because of, because it was to harass encampments. Well, that's what they were doing here too. It was to harass an encampment. In fact, they harassed an encampment by pouring day after day for almost a week, I believe it is, of endless sprinkler water on the encampment to deal with it, and wasting a precious resource that we need here, water. And I want to know, what's the mayor doing about it? Thank you.
I'm sorry, I wasn't sure there was a question in there.
Yeah, there was. I said, what is the mayor doing about it? And is she a Scientologist?
About the Scientologist?
Is the mayor, because she's with Tom Cruise all the time, and Caruso, her opponent, accused her of being a Scientologist. Is she, because she denounced being one, but she's very chummy with them, and they're getting away with these abuses. Sorry.
He actually attends a Baptist church.
Okay.
He's not a Scientologist. I don't know where you're getting your information, I'm sorry.
Her opponent.
Okay, David, thank you. Oh, Mona, sorry about that. One second.
Thank you. That unmute button doesn't like to come off very easy. David, I do have a question for you. We would like to have the mayor's office official response and stance on, as an example, L. Ron Hubbard Way is not being enforced, the permits, nor the safety. There is not a fire lane like it's supposed to in all the permits. That's a safety violation. All of the planners all the way around the building are violating the Department of Justice, Americans with Disability Act, and path of travel. So we would like to have the mayor's official stance on whether or not it's okay to disobey a city law. Thank you for your time, David.
Way to go, Mona.
I don't know about permitting. Maybe this is something you have to reach out to the council office I might have to reach out for some clarity. I don't know what's going on. So, if you want to email me, kind of give me more clarity. I don't know what's going on with what's happening over there with permitting.
We shall do that. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Hi, a little bit of a change up. Mona is going to probably do the follow-up, and I'm just going to start off because her and I are working on getting a certain law passed, and we're trying to garner support. We already are getting support from one assembly person and different agencies, so we're looking to broaden it. But it's going to be called the Serge Obolinski Law. basically surge, and it's not, the law is not geared towards one particular person, agency or other. It's going to be blanketed, but it is based on Serge Obolinski. And I'm going to send all of you a video so you can see what we're talking about. He was a young man who was in the Sea Org of Scientology with his family, I believe born and raised in it. Around 14 years old, he blew his hands and eye off with firecrackers. Since he was now disabled, he was no longer worthy to be part of Sea Org, so they gave him $500 and sent him on his way, told his parents that they could have nothing more to do with him. And the mom kind of disobeyed that and did get him on Social Security. Well, then they went back to, obeying the orders. Well, it didn't go well. Imagine being 14, 15, 16, and, figuring out how to, be in an apartment and how to live life. He ended up being homeless for many years on your streets here, on Hollywood Boulevard. And so that's why we are coming here. We want to know which committee we should start with to try to introduce the law, to help protect the Serge Obolinskis of any organization, not just Scientology, and Mona she's better at explaining that part of it. But we do want to come and introduce what happened to him and to prevent it because this has to do with the housing and being unhoused. This was a young man that was unhoused for many years on Hollywood Boulevard. If you've been here for any amount of time, you may have passed him by. He's now thankfully housed and getting his education. Is that time? Thank you.
Yes, so we'll go with Mona.
Thank you, council members. I'll go ahead and finish up on what Audadele was talking about. Serge Obolinski law would be, he was considered the no hands man at the Hollywood Chess Center there. He was a homeless man. He was horrible, stinky, no hands, just enraged and slept on the streets for over 6 years. When he was finally found by a counselor helped him get back to a rep payee to where now he's in a home to where he has the financial assistance. The law would read that a person having volunteer minister role for 5 or more years, the organization, if that person leaves, the organization would be responsible for transition and wraparound services. That way it'll reduce the homelessness, reduce the disabilities, reduce the amount of money spent from the city and the state. So, and we would love to be on your agenda so that way we could introduce you to him and also the law in itself. Thank you for your time, and I yield back my time.
Yes, Mona. Any other hands? I see none. Okay.
Thank you,
we're gonna
guys.
conduct the,
Great job, Mona.
consent calendar. I just wanted to bring that.
My turn. I'm so proud of this board today. You guys just rocked it, especially Dan, Sunshine, and you guys, I'm speechless, almost, but not quite. So I have right now 114 people from all over the world, okay, joining your little Hollywood, the Hollywood Neighborhood Council meeting. You have people are interested. They want to say hi, and they are so proud of you because they come every month and they're just wow, what happened tonight? It's you guys are on fire. They're proud, they're giving shout outs, especially to Dan and now Sunshine. They love the world peace starts here because this is a global community, it's people from all over the city, it's people, they come here from all over the world. And right now there's so much wars and just everything going on, and just whether it's peace with the world, with different countries fighting, or just even in, trying to get home on the subway, whatever, peace and just being, or just self-peace, inner peace, You're right, just being at peace with yourself. Inner peace starts here in Hollywood. How about that? And so there we go. So I hope y'all, no offense, Miss Alvina, but I hope y'all override, and I hope you voted in. I love it. Thank you. Keep it up. Keep it up. You guys are rocking it. Yeah, yeah, I'm really concerned about this rate increase. Now, people who say if they're on Section 8, I don't believe they are, and they do the same kind of rate increases if you're on Section 8. So this is just low income, which could, because I know Section 8 kind of goes by, I think, a third of your income, but see, things are, when it's low income based, it's based on your income. So a 13% increase could go way beyond what their ability to pay. And that really is something that needs to be dealt with. I agree, like, you would have to check, obviously, with the city attorney whether or not you could have workshops, but there has to be some way for the community to fight back, because you're going to, for all the efforts, and I was really disgusted with, I'm sorry, the mayor's presentation tonight. It just seemed a lot of like, oh, I don't know, and these are very serious issues. So I am all for world peace starting here, but also resolving these housing issues. And you cannot have a city where you are making ending homelessness as your mission as a mayor, and then in the back door, you let these high-money developers who come and fleece the city to begin with. They don't have to give parking spots anymore. They don't have to do anything. They get all these, things all these benefits to come and build here. And then, they're allowed now to go make people homeless because it's beyond their threshold. It can't be tolerated. You got to scream it to the top of your lungs. And really, that should be one of the things you need to be really focused on this year. That cannot happen. I yield back the rest of my time.